The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And good evening. Good evening, everybody. It is Beaufort County's House of Cards, a surprise show. It's not Thursday. It's Wednesday. What is today? February 24th. I'm Mike Overt, your host, and we're coming to you live from the Big Patriot Studios, Big Patriot Radio Studios in the great state of South Carolina. Welcome to everyone watching on Facebook and YouTube. No show simulcasting tonight on BigPatriotRadio.com. Couldn't break into that stream because this is a special show. So only you folks on YouTube and Facebook are getting to see this tonight. We do want to say that, thank you so much for joining in. We appreciate all of the folks who watch and listen week in and week out and contribute to the show in all kinds of ways. And tonight is a special one that we definitely want to have you contribute to the show in the chat with what we're going to show you. We want to hear back from you. You're going to be you're either going to laugh, cry, get really pissed off, all the above. I don't know. But anyway, up here in the corner, that is a QR code. Go ahead and scan that. That links you directly to the buymeacoffee.com/Big Patriot Radio and the Beaufort County's House of Cards. Buy Me a Coffee. It's a pretty cool app. Let us know what you think of the show right there. Go ahead, click on it. It is a QR code. Clicking it is free. At the same time, it's also free, the show. It's also free to like it, to subscribe to it, to share it, to follow it. All that stuff is a click and a click and a click. And it doesn't take any time at all. So please, it would help us. It helps the show. Let us hear from you. Reply to us here. Reply to us on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook page, and here at the show. Again, click on buymeacoffee.com /Big Patriot Radio. We certainly appreciate it.
The station that keeps it rocking 24/7.
Ladies and gentlemen,
BigPatriotRadio.com.
All right, again, tonight is a special show. It's not going to be long at all. We've got the State of the Union, President Trump, live from Capitol Hill in the halls of Congress. He's going to be on at about 9, I believe it is. So we're going to be done way before then. A lot of other stuff going on aside from hearing me across the country and the world tonight. Still watching things down in Tucson. Where is Nancy? Nancy Guthrie. Still, it's like day 25 or 26, 29, somewhere in there. Still don't know anything where she is. The upheaval in far west Mexico, Baja California, with the murder of the elimination of El Mencho. That's a big deal. And also we're watching things overseas right now. Got a couple of other monitors going. A lot of flights, a lot of military flights coming down what they call the Arabian Pike, C-17, C-5 Galaxies, a lot of Stratofortress tankers right now. We'll talk about that later. Real quickly, though, don't forget, the Murder Mystery Dinner is this Saturday at Sequins for Fresh Start Healing Hearts. Go to freshstarthealinghearts.org right now. I don't know if there's any seats left. Probably not, but if there is one or two, get them now. Only $55, and you get a Western dinner, a whodunit. You get to be part of it. A lot of cool stuff. Go check that out. Now, before I get into the story, I do want to pass something along. I got an email from Kevin Henley, the chair of the Beaufort County Republican Party. he was responding. We on this show we listed or posted, whatever you want to call it, the statement from congressional candidate Tyler Dykes, his release, if you will, however you want to refer to it, about the Republican Party and an event they had here a couple of weeks ago. In all fairness, I told the chairman that I would, as I do with everything, oblige him and post when I got it, and I got it, the reply to that from the Republican Party. And here it is. Should be able to see that on your screen. This is the former response by a false and defamatory statement by Tyler Dykes, according to the Beaufort County Republican Party. Just want to share that with you here quickly. Number one, the Beaufort County Republican Party says they issue this statement to correct multiple false and defamatory claims. Number one, RSV requirement is longstanding and uniformly enforced. BCRP has required RSVPs for meetings and events since 2022. Comply with codes, etc. The current RSVP system has been used successfully for more than 25 events and 2,500 event attendees over the last 4 years. They go on to say that the February 9th meeting was designated as a limited seating event and was announced in 7 email comms between the 18th of January and February 8th, as well as on the website. They state that Mr. Dykes received all 7 email comms, but no one, he nor his campaign staff, RSVP. They go on to say that email records show that he never opened the emails until 2:41 p.m. Sunday, February 8th, 2 days after it was closed. They say that the claim that the RSV requirements were fabricated to exclude him is false and defamatory. Number two, Mr. Dykes was, according to the Beaufort County Republican Party again, he was afforded the same opportunity as every other candidate, member, or guest. Candidates who were properly requested to speak before the 7th of February were added to the agenda, including candidate or CD1 candidate, Ms. Jennifer Honeycutt, who RSVP'd on February 1st. Another candidate, Representative Mark Smith, RSVP'd on the 3rd of February in accordance with the procedure. Allegations of preferential treatment are untrue. Number three, the BCRP does not endorse candidates prior to a contested primary and is not involved in any CD1 campaign. Assertions that the BCRP leadership is collaborating with any campaign to quote unquote rig a primary election are entirely unsupported and defamatory. Number four, the claim that Xiao Dan Lee personally invited Tyler Dykes and a member of the Dykes campaign and then reversed course is false. No such invitation referencing the Dykes campaign occurred. Again, this is per the BCRP. The allegation that a BCRP employee left to work for a rival campaign is also false. The BCRP has no employees. All participants are volunteers. The individual referenced was a volunteer regional director in 2024 and held no role in 2025 or 2026. Okay, so number five, again, by the BCRP, they say that the Executive Committee and the South Carolina Republican Party Executive Committee both overwhelmingly supported Bill H-3643. That legislation concerns closed primaries and objective candidate qualification and applies broadly. It was not directed at any individual candidate. I'll reserve my comment on that later. Number six, most troubling is Mr. Dykes' own documented conduct. On the February 9th date, he texted the BCRP chairman stating that if he were denied entry, it would make his campaign, quote, go viral, and that he would, quote, love nothing more than to be turned away at the door so he could create a viral storyline. The text message from Mr. Dykes makes clear that his narrative of being, quote, blocked was pre-planned political theater. The BCRP will not be intimidated by threats designated to manufacture controversy for cheap campaign advantage. Still from the BCRP, on the day of the event, Mr. Dykes recorded and circulated a video outside the venue with Skip Hoagland, repeating those same false claims. He later texted the BCRP chairman, bragging that the video was doing, quote, doing quite well online while expressing a desire to support and guide, quote, Skip Hoagland. The BCRP will not legitimize or participate in tactics that rely on provocation, misinformation, or association with individuals removed for violating standards of conduct. Number 7, the BCRP says they operate under the rules adopted at its April 25 county convention and under state party rules. These rules apply equally to all members and candidates. Mr. Dykes' public accusations that BCRP leadership conspired to exclude him, rig an election, or collaborate with another campaign are demonstrably false. Such statements are damaging to the integrity of the party and its volunteers. In addition, by attempting to blackmail the BCRP leadership and by releasing knowingly false and defamatory false statements via multiple communication venues, such as email, text, and social media, again, this is per the BCRP, Mr. Dykes has clearly violated BCRP rules and the member in standing, quote unquote, status effective immediately. Tyler Dykes has forfeited his right to attend or participate in any BCRP meetings or candidate events unless and until he issues a full retraction of those false statements and admits his mistakes. The BCRP remains committed to fairness, transparency, and equal enforcement of its rules for all, and welcomes all members in good standing at all of our events. Sincerely yours, Kevin Henley, Beaufort County Republican Party Chairman. And that is, that's their statement. So there you have it. All we can say is we did our part. We gladly put Mr. Dykes' statement out there. We let the BCRP know about it. We heard back from them. We put their statement out there, and we have sent emails to Mr. Dykes doing the same. Say, hey, we got it from them. We're going to post it. Everybody's treated equally. We're equal offenders, if you will, so to speak. All right. It is 7:14, 15 minutes coming up now, past the hour, right here on BigPatriotRadio.com in Beaufort County's House of Cards.
Let's go! The station that keeps it rocking 24/7.
Ladies and gentlemen,
BigPatriotRadio.com.
All right. Now, again, I really want to hear from, we have a lot of folks tuning in. Again, we're only on Facebook and YouTube tonight. No Big Patriot Radio due to scheduling. That stuff is pre-scheduled. Anyway, I want to hear from you. However you're watching, want to hear what you think about what we're about to say and show you. What we're going to show you is not our subjective opinions. It is objective truth, as you're going to watch just as we did. Now, as the little logo, whatever you want to, what do you call that thing? It's not a logo. It's a, let's show it. This right here. I think that's still coming up. This little piece of artwork, as you see it, which I think is actually kind of cool. County Council caught again. We caught them again. And so that's what this is about. So I want to give you some backstory on what we're going to talk about. So years ago, I only know this started years ago from my own drive, if you will. It may have started before that. I never heard of anybody talk about it. I know when I was on county council, I mentioned this to Rick Caporal. I mentioned it to Brian Flewelling. I mentioned it to others. Tabor Vaux, I believe, was one that I talked to about it. And I never could get traction with the subject of county council needs its own legal team, its own legal counsel. County council is CIL. Their legal counsel is SEL. Okay. Anyway, the county, Beaufort County, insert your name, your county here, there, Jasper, Hampton, Colleton, whatever. They have county attorneys. Okay. They work for the county. So county council or your board of supervisors or whatever, town councils, those folks are elected to represent the people. they're not elected to represent the county. Is everybody? I want to make sure everybody follows me. Like, why would you want another lawyer, for God's sakes? Well, because nothing against lawyers. The lawyer for the county that works for the county, that gets a paycheck signed by the administrator, so to speak, that is employed by the administrator, has the administrator and the county government's best interests at heart. That's who they work for. Okay. The county attorney and the county attorney's office, they do not work for the people. They're not elected. There is no election. They're hired. They're hired by a person. They work for that person. They work for the government. County council is elected by the people. That is who they answer to, the people. So when you get into legal issues, and believe me, Beaufort County has more legal issues than I have ever seen in my life. I remember talking to one of like Gary Kubik is like 5 county administrators ago. I remember talking to him, and I was green, and he's talking about somebody was suing the county and whatever. Josh Gruber was there, and it's like I said, Gary Kubik, and I think Jerry Stewart was there, if I remember right. And the conversation went like, ha, 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 I love it when people sue me, the county, because I got more money than them, and I got more time than them, and I got more lawyers, and I can drag them out. That's not on the side, and don't take that out of context. It was just a conversation. But that conversation says a whole lot, that the county's interests are not the citizens' interests. And that's okay. As long as you understand the rules of the game, we can all play. Fair enough? So it was my opinion that I expressed years ago that, hey, maybe county council should have its own legal representation, because we represent the citizens, and we may need legal recourse if the citizens are getting the hammer or whatever. It got kind of poo-pooed. Nobody ever was not like, I mean, I had support, but not enough, not 6 or more to make a vote. Move that fast forward. That's been a conversation piece. I put it into the ears of some of the people that are in office that I've helped mentor and whatever, that, you might want to think about this. This is a good thing. I mean, it's not a Mike thing. This is a citizen thing, that you represent us. You, county council, represent us, the citizen, and you might get jammed up. And I don't really want my interests being supported by or affected by the county attorney when they really don't care about us. Nothing negative. It just is what it is. That's the rules of the game. Well, that all of a sudden has gotten traction. And I'm glad to say that. I wish it had been done far much earlier, but at least it's being done now. David says BCSD, and that's Beaufort County School District, school board uses the same attorney as the district. Exactly. That's exactly the equivalent of what I'm talking about. The school board, elected by the people, and I hear you're running for school board, David, and man, I support you there. The school board should have its own counsel, legal counsel, because the school district's attorneys, sure, they're great people, don't have you or any other school board member or the citizens' best interests at heart. They have the district, and that is okay. That's the rules of the game. As long as you know them, we can play. So again, this isn't a dig on the school board or the county council or this county. That's just how it works. Just nobody has got that ball rolling enough. It seems simple to me, but whatever. So anyway, moving to today, present day, this subject has now gotten legs, and they've had the conversations. Well, they went into, and I can't discuss with you, how long it's taken, but they went into executive session night. What is today? Tuesday. So last night, to discuss this, as this has obviously been a swell of information to discuss hiring or putting it out for what's the right word I want to use? It's not for bid. It's putting the call out there to possibly entice a legal entity to represent county council in their endeavors. So again, before we get to the videos, remember the county attorney in this instance is Brian Holbert. Brian Holbert and all of the underlings that work with him, for him, whatever, they are the attorney for the county. They are employed by the county. They're not a contractor. They are a employee of Michael Moore, the county administrator. Okay. They don't answer to county council. They answer to Michael Moore. They don't answer to anyone else other than Michael Moore. That's it. And I guess the South Carolina bar, if you want to get technical. All right. So again, county council is seeking to have their own council representation. So anyway, let's go and let's bring this up. We're going to bring up two different videos. Let's pull this here. And let me give that just a second to pull up. And I believe we've got it. Okay, so I'm going to bear with me while I get to the right timestamp. And the timestamp I'm going to is going to be when they have come out of executive session. All right, so you go into executive session as a body, 109.50. That's what I'm looking for, is 109.50. Okay, that's close enough. Let's pause this here. You go into, and this is last night at Beaufort County Council meetings. They had caucus, executive session. They had executive committee, executive session, and the regular council and executive session. So who are the cast of players here? Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit for you. Let's see here. Come on, blow up for me. That's a little bit better. Anyway, follow my my cursor, if you will. You've got Tom Reitz is standing up over here at the end of the left side of the dais. There's York Glover sitting down. Attempting to sit down is Joe Passament. There's Mark Lawson. David Bartholomew is right here. That is the chairwoman, Alice Howard. There you see Vice Chair Anna Tabernick getting ready to sit down. Paula Brown, Councilwoman Paula Brown sitting down. There's Logan Cunningham over here in the far right side of the dais. That is Gerald Stewart. And you can look up on the TV screen, excuse me, viewing from afar, as is usual for him. That is Larry McKellen. So all of the cast of characters are here. They are just coming out of executive session where they talk secretly. They're not supposed to vote on anything in executive session. They're not supposed to have any nodding of the heads in executive session. It is only for a particular list of things that they have to announce ahead of time. Contractual employment contracts, attorney-client privilege, very minimal things are to be done in private and for a very minimal amount of time. So let's tune in and listen, and I'm going to stop it when there's something important.
Thank you. And this time I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make that motion.
I am going to second that, and I'm going to ask that we amend tonight's agenda.
I'll second the motion to amend.
Okay, thank you. Go
I would
ahead.
like to amend the agenda to add an item, which will be now item number 15. And it will read, I move that the county council execute a letter of engagement to the law firm Howell, Gibson, and Hughes, PA, to provide legal representation and advisory services in connection with matters presented to or before county council, and that the point of contact will be the chair of county council.
Madam Chair, I'll reiterate that second on that one.
Okay. Do we want to add, we may need to add that there may be times that the county attorney would need to also, could you amend?
Now, pay attention here. Pay attention here. Joe Passament just made a motion that was pre-written, read that motion, and the chairwoman knows that there's something else that needs to be added. And this is about, you just heard it, Howell, Gibson, and Hughes being approached to be the council's legal representation. And she is asking, didn't you mean to add something about the county attorney being involved? Remember that.
Amendment for that. We
Um,
don't want to keep our county attorney from talking to our outside attorney if needed.
Oh, yeah, no, that is understood.
Understood. Okay.
That is absolutely understood.
Okay. So that
It's
we
not
won't
in
need to.
place.
Okay. So we had a second. Any discussion?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
That was not the original discussion that we had. So if that's the amendment, I will not support it. This is supposed to be a council for county council. So those lines of communication should go amongst council and through our chair. And if she's unavailable, our vice chair.
Bravo, Logan Cunningham. Logan Cunningham and actually Tom Reitz, the two of them, and I saw this from a different angle, they are looking at each other like, WTF just happened. Logan Cunningham, and I'll give him another round of props for speaking up, going, wait a minute, that is not what we talked about behind closed doors in executive session. You heard the former chairman, Joe Passament, speak the motion. The current chairwoman said, wait a minute, don't you want to add something about the county attorney? Oh, that goes without saying. And Logan Cunningham says, wait a minute, that's not what we just talked about.
So I guess I'm seeing a little gray area from the conversations we had previously.
And I would, so the chair can always direct them to speak to our attorney. I don't think it needs to be in the amendment. That's not what we discussed. This is our council attorney. And for the public, we've been talking about this. Well, Mr. Passman said 7 years, but
Yeah.
I know we've been talking about this for a couple of years. So there are times we may need outside counsel. So I would not add that to the amendment.
So that is Anna Tabernick. Agreed. Agreed, Anna Tabernick. They do not need to be added. She's being very, very gentle in her assessment. But I think, and I haven't spoken with her, but I think she smells the cheese is kind of funky.
Okay. All right. Is that satisfactory at this time? The way it was read by Councilman Passament?
Originally, then I guess we're still going to discuss it when it is an item then? At item 15, we'll still have discussions?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so we have an amendment to the agenda to add item 15. Any further discussion at this point about the amendment? All in favor of the amendment to add item 15 by show of hands? And that is unanimous. Okay.
All right, we're going to pause it right there. Item 15 is going to be at the end. So what they just voted on was to add an item to the agenda. You have to, create an agenda. It has to be posted publicly for 24 hours or whatever it is, to meet all the ethics laws. You can add things, but it has to be voted on as they just did. They just did it the right way. And you saw everybody say, okay, yeah, we'll move it to the end. So this will come up at the end of the meeting. So now, just so everybody knows who else is in this room, over here, my little pointer is, that's Michael Moore. He is the county administrator, the CEO. Other notables in the room, right here with my pointer, that is the county election commission chair, Matthew Sweeney. He and these four people here were, they came to announce the hiring of the new election chief, as Maria Smalls had retired. This is the new lady right here. Anyway, this guy right here, That is Robert New. He's of really no consequence other than lives in Charleston or somewhere, and he has been a huge supporter of keeping the foot on the people of St. Helena during the whole Pine Island thing. Anyway, over here, this is Stu Rodman, former county councilman Stu Rodman. He will be getting it. We're not going to watch it, but he will be getting up here at public comment to use his 3 minutes to give a word salad about the bridges to Hilton Head. In my opinion, it's a word salad saying, I really want to be relevant again. And he does a horrible job. Spoke to 4 people today, and they all asked, what the hell was he talking about? And I said, well, I think Stu is just trying to be relevant again. But anyway, so what we're going to do, we're going to move the needle all the way over to, where is the timestamp? 3 hours and 4 minutes into this thing, into this meeting. We're going to go up here to 3:04. I think it's 3:04:50. All right, and we'll start it again. So everybody, you know what we were doing or what they did. Okay, now let's pick it back up.
Bartholomew,
No.
Vice Chair Tabernack,
Yes.
Chair Howard.
And
Yes.
that background
The motion
noise is
passes
not me,
7-4.
that's them.
Okay, thank you. Our last item was added on as an amendment. This was would be number 15.
Yes.
And I'll ask Councilman Passman to,
Yes, I'll make the motion again.
yes.
I move that the county council
Everybody's eyes, watch their body, and of course, listen to what they say.
execute a letter of engagement to the law firm Howell, Gibson and Hughes, PA, to provide legal representation and advisory services in connection with matters presented to or before county council, and that the point of contact will be the chair of county council.
Do we have a second?
I seconded that earlier.
Oh, you seconded earlier. Okay, that's right. All right, any discussion?
Can we just have clarity of what happened earlier in the meeting then, so we can clear that up?
Yeah, because that was completely different than what we talked about.
This is the motion as it is.
Start sweeping.
Where did that language come from to interject that?
All right, this is Brian Holbert. He is the county attorney coming up here. Really pay attention now.
That is not the language we had when we left the room.
Yeah, no, not even in the slightest.
Well, this is.
This is
Yeah,
exactly.
that was, but your original about adding the county attorney into it, because
No, I didn't say anything about the county attorney.
That was an amendment that we talked about, and if I could just make
Yeah,
some
that was-
comments. The
Pay
reason I
attention.
suggested that to the chair was that we've had long-standing engagement with Howell, Gibson, and Hughes over the years, and they represent us on several matters. Tab Bendel, one of their lawyers, Thomas Bendel, does most of our real estate law and does representation for our tax sale issues and cases under the treasurer. Robert A. Church does some insurance defense work for us. In fact, he's represented us in that wrongful death case where Sears is suing. They were our disaster relief provider, and they had the trailer that fell off and then killed the individual when the trailer separated. They're defendant on this. So we have several cases where we're involved and we relate with them all the time. So I talk with them on a regular basis on our cases.
This motion is council-related business and that's what this motion is.
I just want to make sure that it doesn't preclude us from contacting us on regular county business where we have interactions with them.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is just related to where you feel the need for
Yeah.
the outside legal advice.
Right.
Generated by communications with the chair to where it's representing solely council.
Just only council.
That's what I need to make clear. I didn't want any obstacles in the representation that we
Okay, is that-
seek.
Okay, Councilman Cunningham?
Yeah, I guess 5 minutes passed from the end of that meeting to that motion though. So I'm just trying to figure out how that conversation from us leaving that room to coming here where it even happened. This is part.
Hold that thought. What he just said, 5 minutes past that meeting. This is the regular council meeting, okay? In between the previous meeting, all right, which happened to be executive session, and this meeting was a 5-minute delay. What he's saying is leaving closed session of executive session, closed doors, with a predetermined, this is what the motion is going to say, in that 5 minutes from the time they all walked from, which is behind, like exit stage right to you, from there to this seat in 5 minutes, all of a sudden, they've added verbiage to make sure the county attorney gets to be able to talk with the council that could represent the county council. Interesting, don't you think?
The problem of why I have nothing against you or Mr. Moore or anything like that, but as part of the problem we even are getting a council is because that conversation happened within 5 minutes of leaving that room to even it be a topic and a recommendation to suggest it. So from us ending that last meeting to us taking a 5-minute recess, a conversation happened where that could be an option that we should put that language in there.
It's cleared up now. I think we need to go ahead and vote.
Whoa. That was the chairwoman, Alice Howard, who, and I've known Alice a long time, and I know her voice pattern, and I know her voice structure, and I know her body language. She is torqued right now and nervous as a cat in a room of rocking chairs. You just heard what she said, and I'm going to back it up just a smidgen because I want you to hear again what Alice says as Logan is laying the lumber, the truth lumber right now.
Conversation happened where that could be an option that we should put that language in there.
It's cleared up now. I think we need to go ahead and vote.
I like the Chairwoman.
Yes, thank you.
I mean, if we're just calling the vote because we don't want to air dirty laundry, I will vote no then. But
There's no dirty laundry.
it is that procedure happened.
I do not appreciate that remark at all.
I apologize. I don't mean a disrespectful way, but something clearly happened from leaving that room to now. A conversation where the rest of us were in there having a conversation, all 11 of us, but then somebody else had a conversation to bring it up on the agenda. If nobody was paying attention to that, it would have been put right into the motion.
No, it occurred in here.
The language is not in, the language is clear. Joe makes it clear that we're dealing with the chair.
This has become the Beaufort County Council oh shit moment.
I'll explain to you since we're done.
Logan, I understand what you're saying, but that's not the motion.
Motion is what was read by Councilman Passman. Do we need a roll? We can have a roll call.
One more point of discussion. I give Councilman Cunningham courage and credit for bringing this up. I don't know of anybody that was talked to about whatever that language was that in. I think this is a perfect place to talk about this, and nobody should be offended by it. What we should be offended by is how it happened. And why do we continue to do that? We all talk about getting a better reputation. And within minutes, we got two people knowing something that's going to go into emotion on this level. I'm telling you right now, it's shocking to me.
Okay, I want to say.
Now, that is Councilman Tommy Reitz, District 11 in Hilton Head. And kudos to him, too. He had, just like Logan Cunningham, he's got a pair and he'll stand up for what's right. And Tom is saying, wait a minute, this stinks to high heaven.
I was not in that, but you're right. It was not in the motion when we talked in there. I think it was misunderstood what Mr. Hulbert talked about, and he has now cleared it up. He is not going to be involved in county council interactions with that firm. I think it was misunderstood. And so, but I don't know. We didn't talk about it in there, is right.
When they came out and they announced that there's going to be a vote on the council, I asked the clerk of the council who the firm was, and they said that. And then she said that there was a caveat that only the chair would have the communications with the firm. And that's when I says, all right, to the chair, that we have a lot of business with the law firm. There's times where the county attorney and the administrator need to communicate with them because they do our real estate.
So that is the catalyst right there. He just admitted to it. Executive session got over. He went to the county clerk, which is Sarah Brock, and asked her, what's up? who's the lawyer? Well, it's Hal Gibson and Hughes, she says. And he just said, I went to the chair and said, we don't want any problem. Because they already use, the county uses Hal Gibson and Hughes, which you shouldn't use Hal Gibson and Hughes anyway, because they're all over the county building. Total conflict of interest. But be that as it may, he just admitted that he talked to the clerk. He went to the chair. How did Passament get it? Passament got it from the chair, because the chair turned to Passament during his motion and said, don't you want to add something about the county attorney?
Tax sale law, insurance defense, things like that. So there should be part of the discussion as far as we need to have access to them. And do you really want everything to go through the chair every time we get a real estate deal or a tax sale or issue with the treasurer related to the tax sale or foreclosure?
Now the county attorney, Brian Holbert, is he must be sweating profusely, because now he's backtracking, talking about tax sales having to go through the county council chair. Not going to happen. But his point is actually making my point that maybe you shouldn't have Hal Gibson and Hughes, great attorneys, but if they're doing work for the county and now possibly going to do work for the county council, that, ladies and gentlemen, is a enormous conflict of interest, in my humble opinion.
Or anything like that. I couldn't imagine that was the case. That's why I raised it with the chair as far as to consider that.
I'm going to read this part of this. We did talk in there about the advanced waiver of conflicts. This would be council business with our attorneys. If you have business with zoning or whatever else, you have the privilege to do whatever.
That's what I need to
That's
make clear.
outside the purview of this letter of engagement.
That was the sole reason for my communication with the chair before you took that vote.
Bingo. Anna Tabernick, good call. She just read the data and Holbert fell. They're trying to cover their tracks like I've never seen. She just read what the data should be, and he can't back up fast enough. Good call, Councilwoman Tabernick.
Okay.
And Madam Chair, I will apologize. I didn't mean in a disrespectful way towards you. I'm just saying that's the way this conversation should have happened, is right here after I got put on. That's where we should have had a conversation openly in front of everyone. So that's why I say the words of dirty laundry. I apologize, but
I appreciate your words. Can we go ahead and vote?
Oh, I think someone's tater peelings just got hurt.
Well, go ahead. Do you have something else to say?
no, ma'am.
Councilman Reese, do you have something else to say before we take a vote on this motion?
I
No.
think enough has been said, and I think that people understand what we need to do. So I appreciate you asking me again.
All right. Do we need a roll call vote?
No,
All right. All in favor by sign of hands? All right. None opposed? It is unanimous.
All right, so there you go. So let me pull this back down. So, and change the screen over here. There you go. Let's take a look and see what some of the folks are saying. Gina, panic. Yes, they are in panic mode. That was panic mode. Oh shit mode. Holy cow. We thought we could get that past Cunningham and Reach mode. You're right. You're right. T, shaking my head. I know. I know you and I've talked about this briefly at dinner. Yeah, I know. So, folks, I want to hear from you. What your thoughts are. You know, a lot of times we get some folks, wow, you know, he's just beating the shit out of county council or town council. I'm not beating the shit out of anybody. You all are the one that are doing this. And again, kudos to Logan Cunningham, to Tom Reitz, partially Tab Tabernick, partially David Bartholomew. He spoke up there and said, wait a minute, that's not what we talked about. Kudos to you. Alice Howard, you should be ashamed. Joe Passament, I don't know if you even realize what you're doing. York Glover and Gerald Dawson, you saw those two. If you were paying attention, those two were putting their things in their backpack or book bag or duffel bag or whatever it is they carry. That's a sign of, I don't want to be a part of this. I'm ready to go. I don't want to be a part of this. I'm ready to go. To me, that means we know what you're doing, but we don't want to be here. Larry McKellen, you saw him stick up for the county attorney. He's not even there, and he says he knows what was written and what wasn't. Larry, if you weren't there and you know what was written, how'd you do that if you're not there? Come on, Larry. Anyway, folks, they got caught again. They've been caught again. When are the people, the citizens, going to say, we've had enough? We've had enough. To those that continue to do this charade of treating the people like they're ignorant, like we don't know, is got to stop. Is got to stop. They're all probably super fine people, upstanding people, I'm sure. But how they carry this business shows me their true colors. I hope people in District 4 run against Alice Howard. I hope District 5 run against Joe Passaman, if he even runs again. Same with Alice. Even if she runs, I don't think she will. I hope there are people in District 10 that run against Larry McKellen, even if he can make it to election season without having a Zoom meeting. Mark Lawson didn't say a word about this, and I'm surprised. I'm not surprised that Gerald Dawson and York Glover didn't. I'm not surprised at all. Mark Lawson, I'm surprised you didn't say a word. Maybe it's time somebody runs against you. Paula Brown, you could see the look on her face. I could read exactly what she was thinking. Kudos to Logan Cunningham and Tom Reitz. Kudos. Couple of people, Gina says clairvoyant. Yes, absolutely. I bet she does. What are you referring to, Gina, that Alice Howard runs again? Is that what you're referring to? I haven't heard, other than I've heard rumblings here and there, you know, who this person's going to run. I have heard that she won't or isn't. I don't know. I think she's tired, just like Passaman. I think he is tired. Gina says yes. Maybe she will. I tell you, I'm looking for anyone in District 4 that wants to run. I'll be for free. I'll mentor them. I've said that. I did that with several of them that are on county council right now. I'll be glad to mentor them if they want. Anybody wants to run against her. Same with Joe Passaman. I'll be glad to. Anybody wants to run against Larry McKellen, I'll be glad to mentor you or lead you to somewhere that can mentor you. And that takes us to Stu Rodman, sitting there with this word salad, trying to be relevant. We've heard from many folks that he's going to run for District 11 again. Remember, Stu Rodman was chairman until I embarrassed him in public and told him that I love you like a brother, but you suck as a chairman and as a councilman. Yeah, maybe she does need to step down. Gina says maybe she needs to step down since she's stepping on her toes. And that look, that was so telling. You know, sometimes you don't need to say a word, just your body language. And if you know Alice Howard, and she's a fine lady, I mean, nothing like that. If you know her politically, that was under her nails. That was under her nails. But Stu Rodman got beat down, the biggest beat down I've seen in a while. He put on Tommy Reitz put on Stu Rodman 4 years ago. Stu wants to get back in the game. Apparently hired, we know the name of his campaign consultant out of Hilton Head. Comes up the last two meetings. He's had word salad conversations, wanting to be relevant again. Well, you better strap on there, big boy, because I don't think you know, and I'm talking to Rodman, I don't think you know all the things that people are going to find out about what your history is. You need to ride off in the sunset. Tommy Reitz just going to do what he does. Logan Cunningham running for Congress, and if he does win, congratulations. If he doesn't win, he'll be right back there in District 7. More power to you, buddy. You are amping up your worth, in my opinion, whatever that means, of how you are treating the rest, how you are treating the clowns in the gallery. The cream has risen to the top, ladies and gentlemen, in Beaufort County Council. The cream has risen to the top. You see that in people like Logan Cunningham, Tom Breach. I'll give it to Anna Tabernick. The cream rose to the top. I'll give it to her as well. David Bartholomew. Logan Cunningham, as I said. It's time. We started the change. The time is now. This is the election season that is the catalyst to change in Beaufort County. There needs to be change, wholesale change. McKellen, Passman, Howard, Lawson, you got to go. I don't think Gerald Dawson and York, Porky Poo, I don't think they're up for election. We'll worry about that later. Those other 4 or 5, they got to go. All right. That's it for us tonight. Taking a quick look on the internet, the Air Alley, or whatever they call it, over there in the Middle East between Iran and Saudi Arabia is heavy right now with United States K-35s, that's the super tankers. A F-15s have just come on. They go on and off their transponders. Anyway, it's a little hot over there right now. It's a little heavy. You want to stay in tune for that. We're not going to be on tomorrow night, or Thursday. We're going to take that night off as scheduled. We'll be back next week. We've got David Pasco running for Attorney General. He's going to be on here very soon. We're going to have Tom Reach. We talked to him today. We're going to have him on in next week as well. We're trying to get Logan Cunningham, he's a busy man, and much, much more. All that's going to be coming up very soon, right here on Beaufort County's House of Cards. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Click on the QR code. Buy me a coffee. Y'all be careful. And as always, watch your sticks. Good night, everybody.
Voices in my head go. I know I should sleep, but the voices in my head go. I know I should sleep, but the voices in my head go. I know I should sleep, but the voices in my head go. I know I should sleep, but the voices in my head go.